Well, get your mind on Jesus. Let's have church. Well, get your mind on Jesus. Let's have church. Get your mind on Jesus. Let's have church.
What?
Nice, dude. Do that a few more times.
Oh, right from the start. Just some edits, just some extra work to do later. Just peaks.
Babe, you making TikToks? Oh. Both feet on the door.
Mic up and sing
Both
that.
feet on the door. Let the Holy Ghost move from the pulpit to the
floor.
to the door. My bad. Somebody help me sing. Somebody help me shout. Somebody help me sing. Well, somebody help me shout. Well, get your mind on. What?
I keep trying to harmonize, but I can't harmonize.
Good.
What was that other bop?
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome
to
back.
another episode.
Let's dink it, as they say on Red and Link, which is a much better
Did you
show.
say dink it?
They say dink it and sink it.
I don't like that. Let's clink it. We like that.
Clink it. We like that.
Well,
He's gone back by the
well,
furnace.
He's got out there in the kitchen. He's
He's
got
gone
out
down
there
in
in
the
the
den.
toilet. Okay.
No, for real. What were the words to that one?
He's got up on this platform. God up on the door. God in the amen corner. God forevermore. I know God is God. And God won't ever change. I know God is God.
And Jesus is his name.
Come on, let's pray. This is a whole medley of like.
It would be all the key of F. Just get in the key of F and let's rip.
Rip.
All those songs.
Yeah.
Those were times to be had by all.
Not good times, just times. Just times.
No,
Just kidding. Those were bops.
I tell you what, they were fun to play.
Hoedowns.
They were fun to play.
You just comp on the one.
If you needed to. Well, that's kind of what sometimes I had to do because I don't know the songs. And they would just start singing them. And I'd just be up there on a wing and a prayer. just
Yeah.
trying to figure out the chords.
It's pretty easy on the bass. You just like hold the 1
Right.
and the 5 down.
Yeah. Boom.
Anyway, this
boom,
is boring.
boom.
All good.
Boring?
You're right. It's not boring.
Great. That's some more stuff for me to edit out.
I'm sorry, dude.
So, what did you think watching through Breaking Bad a second time?
Did I already say this on the last one? I can't remember.
At that point, the last time we shot something, I don't think you had watched it through a second time yet. It's quite a while ago.
Well, I will say again. I took my time on the second one.
He's working on a third time through right now. Are you not?
Don't tell anyone, but I'm on the second episode.
Well, that's not that far.
I took my time on the second round. It took me about 2 weeks.
Did you soak it up a little bit?
2 weeks to get through 5 seasons.
It's okay. Everyone's got to have a vice. Some people's vice is like the blue meth that
Right.
Heisenberg is cooking.
Peddling. He wasn't peddling yet, but
Some people's vice is just watching an artist craft.
like ASMR stuff. You talking about TikTok?
No.
Some people's vice is TikTok.
Yeah,
It's true.
Sure. So, we're shooting this video. It's about 2 a.m. right now.
What?
Go with it.
Okay.
Didn't you
You're
ever go
right.
to improv
You're right.
school? Anything
Dude,
goes.
you haven't been within 1,000 feet of an improv school.
I am the improv school. Now, if that isn't narcissistic grandiosity, I don't know what is.
Okay.
So,
I
anyways,
see.
let's reel this in. So going through Breaking Bad a second time,
Mm-hmm.
how long did it take you?
2 weeks.
How long did it take you the first time?
10 days.
Oh, really?
So I took my time on the second one.
if that's what you can call it. But
what were you asking?
So let's do this for real. I think we cut it out of when we were editing last time. I was talking about it way back in another
life at this point.
Yeah. So what were the themes that, like, say, some grand Jungian archetypes that you picked up on? Why you enjoyed it or why you related to it?
Walt had an uncanny relationship with his shadow. That's what he became, basically.
His shadow. So the side of him, the dark side of him.
The dark side of him.
Not the persona that people put up as
but
a
the
facade.
thing is, so that's what I found in the first time I watched it. I was like, wow, this guy's a monster, right? By the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert. No, by the end of it, killing is just another thing you do during the day.
For him, it was.
Yeah. Poisoning kids, whatever you got to do.
There was a point where he had to do that, right?
Yeah, that he did.
So he really would. Okay, let's halt this for a second. So a lot of people have seen it and they know, or they've heard about it. They know he really does break bad. He's evil. He actually really truly is evil.
Can I stop you right there?
In the show.
Can I stop you right there?
No, you're not. I have a very astute observation about human psychology. And this is what movies and TV shows do to you. Because you see someone develop and you see them be human. You see what their fears are, what brings them joy.
Yeah.
When you watch like a good movie, a good narrative. And it could be Hitler. Like they made a movie. They tried to make what was it called? Downfall, where they tried to make the actor and the director tried to make Hitler as relatable as they could.
Ooh.
Is like they tried to humanize him.
Right.
Walter White is he became a truly evil man.
Yeah, but let's not.
And you.
All right. Whenever you bust out the Hitler thing.
I know. I'm sorry. Well, I was making a point. They made a movie about it. And then they were like, "Oh, this is going to be really controversial because we're trying to humanize one of the most
devil,
one of the most egregious humans who ever walked Earth." But they went for it, and they well, I've actually never seen it, but I've heard about it, seen scenes.
Yeah.
But you can, and people, and I can fall into this trap in a good narrative, where a horrendous person can be portrayed, but in a relatable way, because you see their fears, you see what brings them joy. You just see them be a human just like you. Sometimes, some of the times.
Mm-hmm.
But then they're atrocious. They do atrocious things, and then when things are starting to get bad for them, you kind of root for them. You don't want him to get caught by the cops. You didn't want Walt to get caught, did you? Say it. Say it.
I wanted Walt to never be found out.
Right. But he is the exact person that we hope gets found in real life.
I don't know, though.
Yes? Because all those people that are running around doing these things for real in real life are just like Walter. They probably just broke bad one day. They were just
here's the thing, right? Is that's his reality now. So that's normal, and he's got all these justifications for it, and that's his reality. Is like, I'm in it. I'm in the thick of it. So in order to keep my status, I'll do anything. You know what I mean?
And that's what evil usually becomes. It's all these small micro baby steps.
Can I say this?
That lead.
We all do that in some way.
We're all capable of it.
I mean, like, we all do things because it's normal to us at this point. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And we'll do things to, like, keep in line with, like, what we're
we make little sacrifices of our consciousness.
Right.
No, sorry.
Of our souls.
Our conscious. We sacrifice bits of our conscious that's telling us otherwise when we know we probably shouldn't. And so we just take little bites out of it.
Because it's comfortable. And because...
It saves face.
Right.
Sometimes. Or...
Yeah. Like, at that point... Yeah. But here's the thing. Because I don't really know how I feel about him. Because here's the thing, though. I can't tell if he's a maniacal genius / like just awful person and just arrogant, narcissistic.
Excuse me.
Right?
He's a multi-layered character.
Or is he somebody who deeply cares about his family to the point of
well, at the end,
going out with a bang?
At the end, he does. I think
Right.
there are some clear points throughout the series where he doesn't. Because think about how outlandish of a decision it is that all of a sudden he just randomly decides to team up with Jesse Pinkman. How just out of nowhere that is.
Look, that all stemmed from him having it was a midlife crisis gone awry.
Truly.
That was a
Really?
Breaking Bad is a series about how a midlife crisis can go extremely good or bad.
A series in one sentence. Describe a series poorly in one sentence. Breaking Bad is a midlife crisis gone awry,
off the tracks. Because he was turned 50 and he was just like, I've got so much skill,
That's
knowledge.
In the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning shows his birthday party. He's just this school teacher trying to make ends meet. Can't make crap for money. He's a high school teacher.
Disrespected by his students.
And everyone, basically.
His boss at his second job.
His brother-in-law.
His principal.
Everyone. He was a genius. He was just like brilliant and he had so much knowledge. He kind of got stuck, made some poor decisions that led to him.
Chose a comfortable life. Because he could have just gone on to be a great scientist. But he probably chose comfort over risk.
Because he founded initially like this multi-million-dollar company at the time that the thing was shot. He had gotten out of it in his 20s, but he sold his share for like a couple grand for like college tuition or something, like some room and board or something. You know what I mean? Like he just got out of the thing. Is that what it was? And then they went on to make multi-millions of dollars. And he was pissed about that and where he was in life at the time.
Dude, and so he's
midlife crisis. Then he finds out he's got cancer. And it was a perfect storm.
Okay.
And he's working a second job at the car wash.
You're making a good case against what I said about it being out of nowhere.
Right. It was just a perfect storm of him just being like, I can't go down like that. And he got cancer. So he got cancer and he's like, that's great. Best case scenario, if radiation and chemo, I'll have like a couple years. Best case. And inoperable cancer, whatever. Perfect storm leads him to go, because the thing about money was he needed a buttload of money because he felt like he didn't amount to anything in his life and he had way more potential than was accounted for. Secondly, he had cancer and he's like, how am I going to pay for this? My insurance is not good. Also, I'm not going to leave my family with nothing and a bunch of debt. And that might have been the only thing. And thirdly, like his brother-in-law as a DEA agent was showing this like just hundreds of thousands of dollars that they would just be found in meth labs. And he's like,
oh.
Like he offered him to go on a ride along, and he's like, so he called him up and he took him up on that. Just so happens that they were raiding his former student's meth lab. Junkie.
Enter Jesse Pinkman.
And so that's how he gets roped in with him, which was the bane of his existence the entire time. Because he was emotional, couldn't keep. Jesse, man,
Because he wasn't a genius.
no, he was just so emotional and unstable because he was also on drugs. And but anyway, Walt had a way of becoming very manipulative. And at the end, here's the thing, I think that kind of really broke him. Gus Fring, the mega drug lord who's undercover, basically has a chat with Walt and says, "You provide for your family. That's what a man does, because that's what a man does. No matter what else you do, you provide. You provide for
Gus
your
have a family?
I can't remember. I think so. I never showed him, but I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember.
What a hack! Then, if he didn't have a family, and he's got the gall to say that to a man who's at the end of his rope.
Anyway,
What?
yeah. Anyway, man. So basically, Walt was just took that and he's like, "Frick yeah, all right, you're right." So he kind of, in the process of providing, he lost his family. His family didn't like. He was just,
He pushed them away because because his wife found out.
And she was keeping it up just because she had to, whatever. And then he kind of became very narcissistic and hubris. He got intoxicated by hubris and wanted to just be the drug empire.
Be the best.
The best, the biggest. He could have gotten out with like 8 million or something like that, which is all you'd need to live in the Midwest.
It's never enough.
Well, for him, he's like, I didn't get into this for money. Well, he's like, I got into this for my family. Now my family doesn't want anything to do with me. I'm not in the money business. I'm not in the meth business. I'm in the empire business. And so that's where he was like, oh, he's getting a little frayed. He's not thinking the way he was. Now he's like, anyway, you know what I mean. And
yeah, about a 3 out of 10, I'd say this show is.
And then at the very end, man, when Hank, his brother-in-law, is busting him, and well, he was busting him, and then the people that Walt hired to show up and protect him or whatever, like basically hitmen, like there's like 5 or 6 of them, show up, shoot Hank's partner, shoot Hank. He was trying to save Hank because he was family.
Because family. Vin Diesel.
Oh man. Anyway, so there's a lot of who knows what
3
Walt
out of
was
10.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad.
I know, because you didn't like my movie.
Drive?
Yeah. It was a little.
It was good.
It was too.
Drive was good.
It was?
What are you talking about?
Oh.
Yeah, Drive was good. It's the best Ryan Gosling movie there is. I've seen 2 of them.
Personally, it is, yes, for me, because it's probably my favorite. I have to say it's my favorite. It's the movie I think about the most, and I've probably gone out of my way to watch the most.
You said you watched it 8 times?
I don't watch movies over and over again. Like, usually. I usually watch a movie once, even if I really like it. I might watch it only once.
What about Children of Men? Well, that's your favorite movie.
Well, there's like a select few movies that I can just watch. I'll watch forever. That's Drive, Children of Men, Amadeus.
I haven't heard that one. You've never mentioned that one.
I'll talk about it in a minute. Those are the big 3 right there. I've seen The Thin Red Line a few times.
I watched that one once.
That movie, for some reason, I don't love it like the other 3 I mentioned, but for some reason I've watched it quite a few times though.
You both wrote a book report on it.
I did. I wrote an essay in my philosophy class.
Yeah.
And I really got some great
teacher's pet
points for that one, because I remember when he asked the whole class, "So everybody, what are you going to write a philosophical analysis on a movie. Which one are you guys gonna do? And he goes around. People
And everyone's
doing
like,
The Matrix.
The Notebook. A philosophical analysis of The Notebook.
I know. And then he comes to me and I said, I'm gonna do it on The Thin Red Line. And then he just lit up, the professor, and said, yeah, I wrote an essay on that once.
Puke,
And
dude.
I learned, and I'm like, I am getting an A++ in this class.
Is there an A++? Is there actually?
No. And I ended up, what was wild is later when we were part of the assignment was to give a presentation on the essay.
And that's where you got a D.
Okay, and I had to give this presentation to the professor, and then all of a sudden the dean of arts and sciences
shows up
at UMA shows up, and I'm giving the presentation to him too.
Well, little did you know,
I give the presentation.
The teacher told him, he's like, at about this time, I'm going to call him last in the class, so show up at about this time.
And so he comes in, and then they're both grilling me afterwards. It was like a little mini PhD dissertation, because you give a presentation on your thesis, and then a board of people grill you on questions on things flaws that they might find in your thesis and your
Did you have any of these? I don't know.
I can't really. No.
Yeah, you can't remember.
I couldn't. I definitely would be lying if I said like I wasn't nervous, and I probably didn't do very well at some point because I was kind of put on the spot. But it was good experience, and it was good. But yes, I wrote an essay about The Thin Red Line, even though it's not my favorite film. And Amadeus, to answer a question from earlier,
Wolfgang,
is a very loose biopic on Mozart.
Biopic.
I got the hiccups now.
Okay.
On Mozart.
Blessed.
And it's a great film about envy and feeling like you're mediocre. You're trying everything you can to be the best, but you're just mediocre compared to someone who is truly gifted. It's about Antonio Salieri, who was a real composer in the same time of Mozart. And he was the court composer in Vienna, Austria. So he was like friends.
It's like the Gordon Ramsay
friends
of music.
with the emperor of Austria, and like taught him music.
Did you hear what I said?
I don't care what you said, because I am in the zone of proximal development, talking about one of my favorite movies, and then here you are, this squid. So you shut up and get in your place. So
you're like Walter, and I'm like Jesse Pinkman in the
you're
Breaking Bad
absolutely right.
And I'm pissed. I'm about to break the camera right now and point a gun on you.
I was just pointing a gun on you.
An actual one.
What do you got, a 9mm? Anyways, it's about Antonio Salieri and how he really truly wants to be the best, and he dedicates his life to God and he wants God to bestow him with the gifts to write the best music ever. And he's doing really well for himself. He's wealthy. He's got prestige. He's in with the emperor and all his court. And all of a sudden, this little, gosh, well, how do I describe it? This little cheese ball of a man, Mozart. The movie portrays him as a cheese ball. He's just kind of a goofy guy. But I don't know how he was in real life. But Mozart wasn't a very put together man.
Autistic.
That's for sure. Drunk, terrible of money, probably abused by his father, because his father forced him to learn music at a young age in order to be
Michael Jackson.
That's
the story of everyone, dude.
Perhaps
every great.
And
your father
so
forces
this cheese ball, Mozart shows up writing music twice as good as Salieri is, and Salieri can't do nothing about it. And in the movie, Mozart is this guy who's really vulgar. Right. He's not put together. He's terrible with money. He's terrible with women. He's terrible with people. But yet he's the guy that God bestows this great gift, even though Salieri has supposedly done everything he can to be the best. He just had a bad what's it? Hand of cards. No, what's the phrase?
Deck of cards.
Bad luck of the draw. Goodness, I can't think. I'm turning into Ricky from Trailer Park Boys over here. So yeah, that's one of my favorite movies, Amadeus. It's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to become a musician. I watched this when I was like 13.
You wanted to be Giacomo Puccini?
Giacomo Puccini. No, I wanted to be like Mozart. But of course I couldn't because he was...
You just start drinking.
I should have
become a drunk.
Instead of like asking for a guitar for my birthday, I should have just stolen. I should have just got some sleaze to buy me some alcohol.
Give me some alcohol
for this minor at 13. That's what I should have done. So that's Amadeus in a nutshell. Drive.
Let's talk about Troy.
Oh my goodness. Let's talk about actually a bad movie for a second.
All right, go on with Drive. You talking about bad stain movies?
Troy.
Brad Pitt could be a stain.
Brad Pitt. Dude, are you getting livid?
Here's the thing, guys.
Are you getting sent?
I'm gonna say this right now.
I might not survive this.
Michael's
episode.
not gonna be on another podcast after this, and that's fine. We keeps it moving.
Troy
keeps it moving.
Is entertaining in how cheesy it is.
Sure.
It's kind of hokey.
I just
Brad
like
Pitt,
fighting movies,
he's just staring.
Maybe I just like death.
Brad Pitt's just always just kind of staring.
All right, guy. That's what the people love.
That's what you love.
Let me just say this. Maybe I just like...
I only liked Hector.
Maybe I just like death.
Try that one more time. Put your hand in my face.
Maybe I just like...
more
death.
time. That's a distinct possibility because every time
there's a movie,
you go, do people die in it? And whenever someone's dying in it, you're just like, you're hooked. Like that opening scene of No Country for Old Men.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It ain't like you like it.
Did I talk about
That's a movie to talk about.
Yeah, I can't talk. No Country for Old Men or not Inglourious Bastards, but what's the one with it was Nelson Mandela? It's not him, but
what's being said?
He's not Giacomo Puccini either. It was not Steven Spielberg. It's freaking what's his name? Vincent. I was gonna say Vincent Tarantino, dude. Reservoir Dogs.
What's happening?
Not Pulp Fiction. Reservoir Dogs.
Pulp Fiction though is good though, but Reservoir Dogs, the song "Stuck in the Middle with You."
Clowns to the left, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Yes, and
the guy is psychotically dancing as the guy's tied up in a chair with
ear
duct tape,
cut off,
half an ear cut off. He's about to pour some gasoline on him.
Yes, and here you are just soaking it up, getting inspiration. Did I just cut deep?
We'll cut this out. Because I need plausible deniability.
Yeah.
But man, yeah,
that was Tarantino's first movie,
right?
That he wrote and directed
before he was dropping the N-word.
Yes.
In interviews.
Right, because he had the N-word pass.
How insane is that?
He felt like or feels like he has the N-word pass because that's who he grew up with.
Let me tell you something.
I know you don't have to tell me, dude.
Hey, dude. It's one thing. I mean, bad enough, but one thing if you do it in your own time. But on an interview,
he just goes for it.
You're right, and that's why we got Pulp Fiction. I can't talk, dude. Why did I say
This is good.
pumpkin?
This is good for the ratings. Every time you mess up talking is good for the ratings. I promise you. And all these times you cough.
That one almost took me out. I think I psyched myself up.
It's okay. Just take a minute and breathe. In through the
Clowns
nose,
to the
out.
left, jokers to the right.
What a
Stuck
lyric.
in the middle with you.
That's what an inspired lyric.
Every time I hear that song now, I just think,
A lot of people, that song's been tainted, compromised.
what do you mean? Oh, you saying a lot of people think that?
Yeah, they've seen that
Really?
movie. I had coworkers that loved that movie, and they said every time I hear that song,
Oh,
I
really?
I just smell gasoline and
Oh,
grab my ear.
that's so funny, man.
Um,
Wow.
Yeah, so you like movies? You like crime movies?
You know what? It's so stupid, but it's so right. Is that this is a country song lyric, but it's so true. It says something like, and I'm gonna butcher it because it's like, why does a melody sound like a memory? And that is that. Why does that happen? It's what do they call that?
Associations.
Just like, if there's a movie or something, when a song is playing, when you hear that song, you're like, you're there.
Yes, it's your neural pathways.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually.
But it's so stupid that that's a country song.
So quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Not like a really great R&B Drake song, right? Because that would be better. Or a
He's
Post
got
Malone
hotline
song.
bling. I know when a hotline bling. Bling, bling.
with that orange coat or salmon color. I don't even know what color it
Oh,
is.
that's the meme, right?
Yeah, the music video. Yeah,
I totally forgot that was the music video for that.
right.
Anyway,
So you like crime movies?
death, crime.
Yeah, I remember him telling me, like, soon after he finished Breaking Bad, he says, "Man, maybe I should just cook some meth. Maybe I should just become a hustler." Or what do they call him? What did they
A dealer?
Yeah, a dealer.
I would never be a dealer because
Too much pressure.
Unless I got
Too many death threats.
Yeah, your mortality rate goes up by about 90% if you become a dealer. I mean,
Right.
there's good money, but man,
You know,
dude,
maybe
just be the supplier.
maybe just be a worship pastor.
That's the other option.
Maybe that's the way to go. But maybe just become a session drummer or something.
Meth distributor or
Worship pastor.
worship.
Abe's at a crossroads
I'm at a
in his life.
crossroads. Man, I will be one of them by 30.
Yeah, you got a couple years. So take what's that Walter
Good hard looking.
Winfield
What?
that
Wigfield? Smith Wigglesworth?
Walt Whitman poem.
Oh, I don't know, dude.
That there was two gosh.
Stars.
This is how uncultured I am. Everyone knows this poem.
You uncultured swine. Hey, what are we doing here, guy? I know I'm relaxed, but I'm not sleeping. What is this?
Taking a nap.
All I can think of is chopping your ear off because all I see is your ear right now.
And it's Joker's to the left.
Yeah,
Clowns
and then
to the
I just want to
right.
take like an X-Acto knife and just like,
Okay.
what was that?
I don't know, but don't do it again, or else. Abe, that's your stolen mug, cup.
I know. You don't think?
Do you want to dip your SM58 in there? Do it.
57.
Do it. You won't.
All good. We keeps it moving. This is what this finger is. It means keep it moving.
So, let's talk about another of my favorite movies.
Drive.
Yeah.
Jurassic World.
No, I don't particularly care.
You don't like Chris Hemsworth? I mean, not Chris Hemsworth. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
This is not ironic. Honestly, I'm
No.
I'm being dead serious.
And that's why it's truly amazing. This is truly fantastic. Oh man, I wouldn't have it
an
any other
idiot.
way. It's okay.
I just like my brain is like, what's the name? That's might be it. That's not it, but
because your mouth, you literally want to spit something out faster than your brain can
yeah,
even
my
think.
brain's like, where is it? Where's the name? That's not it. But throw
Earlier,
it out.
Steven Spielberg. Nelson Mandela.
I don't know where that one came from, dude. I was just like really. I was just here's what I was
Steven
thinking.
Tarantino. What?
No, Vincent.
Oh, that's better.
I was narrowing in, dude, because Nelson Mandela came first, and I was like, just huge figure, right? And I was like, weird name, kind of. Mandela.
Man,
I don't know, man.
Your neural pathways need some therapy.
And then I was like, no, he's a movie director. It's not Steven Spielberg. Said it anyway.
No,
and then I was like,
but you didn't. You said Spielberg.
Speaking of Steelers,
executive producer Steven Spielberg. I said Spielberg.
Can we talk about this, man?
Are we about to talk about
my
sports?
neural pathways just crossed when you said
I'll die.
Spielberg.
I'll die if we start talking about sports.
And the greatest of all time,
Retired.
Not Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, the Pittsburgh Steelers. You don't even know who the Steelers are, do you?
They're the band I always say is my band.
The Oilers?
They are the. That was unironic, by the way. They are the team. When I just tell people that, oh, my favorite team is the Steelers. Even if they're talking about hockey or something, they're my favorite because I don't care about sports at all.
Oh man, that's so funny.
And so I just go Steelers. And there's a bunch of Canadians watching the Maple Leafs.
Oh my word! Have some respect.
So
say the Blackhawks or something, or the Bruins guy.
I've inherited. I'm supposed to be a fan of the Bruins for my uncle, Scott. R.I.P.
I like winners, so that's why I like the Bruins. I don't even know hockey. I don't even like watching hockey, but I like the Bruins. I
don't like watching any of it.
Let me also say,
I like NASCAR.
Man, Tom Brady.
This is where I clock out.
I'm gonna be that guy. I saw this meme where it's like, young guy makes fun of girl for fangirling over One Direction. Also, same guy when Tom Brady retires. writing this 3-paragraph post on everything about how Tom Brady was his life in his world and how he's crushed. And it's such a bittersweet moment.
That was a TikTok, right?
I don't know. It was a meme or something. The world's a meme. You ever think about that? The world's a meme.
Do you even know where that word came from? It was a Richard Dawkins.
Shut up. I do know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
It's what's the distilled truth. That's beyond time.
That's an archetype.
Then you explain what meme means.
A meme comes from the book. I think it was coined in the book by Richard Dawkins, The Selfish Gene. And it's in reference to...
The Selfish Dean. That was... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder about those Buddhist monks that just kind of sit for years. And I just that's what I should do during that's what I should do throughout these podcasts from now on.
Just sit like this. I can't even do it.
No, I'm gonna sit just like this and just.
You gotta have some good posture to do all that.
Remember there was the video of that teenager who was just sitting in the tree.
Yeah.
And then he's just been there for years.
Dude, you cannot. You probably won't believe this, but when I was a teenager, I was infatuated with that kid. I was like, see, you don't need food, you don't need water, you can just live.
Truly just subexist in limbo.
Meanwhile, I just had a cup of noodles.
Yeah, just slurping them down, getting that sodium.
I didn't really. We had some chicken and rice that was pretty slapped.
FYI, that's what we had for supper tonight here at this abode.
What were you talking about, movies?
Yeah, I was trying.
You talking about movies?
Yeah, I was trying to.
The Nelson Mandela effect.
So we watched the other night. We watched one of my favorite movies,
Hindenburg.
and it's called, as we've mentioned. Oh gosh,
What's going on?
I'm dying. Drive.
Taxi Driver.
Also a good movie. So there is this kind of
You know what my favorite part about that movie is?
Shut up and let me talk.
My favorite part about that movie.
Gosh, Dave, shut up.
My favorite part of the movie is he doesn't have a name. They call him
Can we even say what we're hardly?
It's called Drive. It's with Ryan Gosling,
Bryan Cranston, and this is how I convinced this guy to watch it. It's got Bryan Cranston in it, the guy who plays as Walter White.
And as I was watching the movie, I could have just said, "Hey, dude, you could have convinced me to watch the movie by saying it's GTA in real life, IRL. It's GTA IRL."
I know. As soon as the beginning opened and you were sitting over there, I thought to myself, this is basically GTA. And then you spoke up and said it. And it was like, yeah.
Who's the idiot now?
It was me all along.
All right. Anyway.
Always has been.
Anyway, Drive. Back to Drive.
Always has been. Remember that meme with the astronauts in space?
No.
The Earth is flat. Always has been.
What?
Dude, those memes took over the world for a couple months.
For a couple months, dude. That's
a long
time.
It was almost
as
big as the cat and the woman crying.
Let me just say this: if something,
can we stay on topic
no,
for
no,
one
no, no, no.
minute?
If a meme or a type of meme took over the world for a couple months nowadays, that would be the biggest meme of the year.
Well, that's,
you know what I mean? Dude, there's new memes all the time.
No, the astronaut meme didn't take over for a couple months. The cat meme did.
Oh, that's true.
That
one's still great.
That one it still makes appearances. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. I think one of my favorites was because I ended up making one at one point.
The Bernie Sanders.
The Bernie. I'm once again asking you. I'm once again asking you to stop interrupting me when I talk about Drive.
Let's get on with it.
Holy heck. I watched this movie for the first time back in 2014. So the reason why I love it so much is because I watched it at a very emotionally tumultuous time in my life.
Association.
And so it has a nostalgic quality, but ever since then I've watched it more than 8 times, really. And every time I watch it, it's like I get something more out of it.
And there's a lot of slow scenes.
I can imagine that a lot of people could watch it and be really bored or not really like it.
That's a not great way to sell the movie.
I'm not trying to sell it.
Let's sell it. It's a great movie. There are some slow scenes.
The slow scenes I love.
Right. That's
because
fine.
You can see their faces.
However,
acting.
Let's get to the good part. The guy wears a scorpion jacket. That's cool. Also, the guy wears denim on denim. That's cool.
Power move.
The guy has a toothpick in his mouth almost all the time. That's cool. The guy
he gives you a 5-minute window. Anything happens outside of that, you're on your own. Anything within that amount of time, I'm yours.
Yep.
So it's okay.
He's a getaway car driver. If you don't know.
Let's give some context to this movie. He's about a getaway. It's about a getaway driver, but he's also
named Ryan Gosling.
He's a stuntman by day, and he's a criminal by night. And then
we love those.
A woman and a child step into his life on accident, basically, and he almost has a change of heart.
Accidentally. It's not on accident.
All right. So, anyways, we'll see you guys later. So, to me, the movie is about
Power.
It's about what it means to be masculine, to be a man. And there's a fine line between...
Step 1, get a scorpion jacket.
Also, part of being a man is stomping a guy's face in an elevator. Right after you kiss the woman that you wish you could be with, but you're not going to be able to be with.
That was such a good scene.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
You kept on saying, "Why is the light changing?"
Well,
what's going on?
Well, okay.
Is it real?
Shut up, dude.
Okay.
I will say that was weird. I don't know why the lights were like literally going off.
It's stylistic.
That's stupid.
It's beautiful. I love it. I watched that scene first before I saw the movie, and a stupid Watch Mojo best top elevator scenes of all time, and then that was in the list.
Dude, that's so niche. How did you end up there?
Because I was just like binge watching Watch Mojo top 10 lists back in 2014, and then that scene was in there. I was like, oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. And so then I watched the movie.
Okay, all right. Anyway, it would have been better if they just kept the lights the same. That's my only critique.
No.
Shut up. Here's why. You won't have idiots like me going, why are the lights changing? Is the guy hitting a light switch?
No, we're trying to alienate you out.
Let me just say this. Shut up.
I watched an interview. I watched an interview with the DP, the director of photography, the cinematographer of the movie, and he said he wanted to make it look like a dreamlike, as if it might not actually be happening, and it was just in the driver's mind of something that he wanted to do.
Should have done better.
Sorry for yelling. Finally.
Can I say this?
Have our namesake.
The DP was an idiot.
Oh my goodness, he was a genius.
Let's get back to the film. Here's what happened, right? He knows. Here's the. Hey, dude, I'm talking about your favorite movie.
Every time you smack that is an extra 1,000 years you have to spend in hell. You're on 4,000 years.
All right. So basically, he ends up with about $1 million in cash, and he knows somebody's coming for him, right? As you would if you just end up with somebody else's $1 million.
It's a heist gone wrong. Yeah, he ends
Whatever,
up with this
dude.
money.
Somebody's coming for him, and he knows.
He's got to act fast.
An elevator opens. It's his nighttime, right? And he's in his apartment. Well, he's out in the hallway of the apartments. Elevator comes up. He sees the guy, and he goes, "Oh, wrong floor." And they know, oh, something's effed.
The woman doesn't know.
Right, the woman doesn't know, but the driver knows. Oh, I know what he's here for. And so they go into the elevator.
Sees the gun in his coat out of the corner of his eye.
Sees the gun. Great call out. Sees the gun in the corner. He goes. He pushes his lady behind him. Turns around. Has a quick little make-out sesh. A little something. And then
amazing music in the background.
Turns and proceeds. Because the guy at the same time like noticed that it's on.
He's like, he saw him seeing him.
Right. So they're like, oh, fight. Driver freaking takes the guy.
Takes him down quick.
Quick down. Proceeds to punch him. Get up. Because he's got boots. Like wooden soles type.
Yeah, he's got some heavy.
Just freaking. Just about 10 stomps to the head until he's just on elevator floor.
And yep, crunches right through that skull. Very visceral. And then so in the movie, this is when the woman figures out, oh, this guy that I'm
is a shark. There's no good sharks.
There's no good sharks. You have to watch the movie to get that reference. And
I'm in love with a shark, and there's no good
she
sharks.
Steps out and she's like, this is not.
There was no words said.
Right.
But
I'm
you know
glad
what
you
was
picked up
happening?
on that. There are no words.
Dude,
The whole elevator.
I was watching it.
I'm,
How did I not pick up on
I'm
it?
happy that you noticed that. I'm happy that you noticed that.
You don't think I could read facial expressions? She was like...
And he was like... had like a mopey face.
Because he knew it was over.
Right. Oh, gosh, I love that movie so much.
All right, let's...
And I teared up when we watched it. You didn't see it. Every time. Like the last scene when he stabs the Bernie.
Yeah.
And then he just lays back in his car and like the light shines over him from the sun behind him. God, every time that gets me.
Really?
Yeah, because it's symbolic. He's like, because in the whole movie, because I've watched this so many times, I started picking up on details. There's colors, there's blue and there's gold.
Okay.
That there's bluish lighting and there's golden lighting. And
nerd.
He is usually surrounded by blue colors, which is the darker,
right,
not good side.
Sure.
But then when he finally kills him and everything is done.
Right, because he's the last one.
He lays back. There's the sun, and it's like he ascended. He transcended. He already had begun to transcend when he was...
So what you're saying is killing makes you transcend. If you kill all of your enemies...
Kill this guy.
Kill all of your enemies. If we've got one takeaway for you guys...
Out of all our movie reviews so far...
Don't use a gun.
Killing and death.
But kill all your enemies. Because he used a freaking spoke from like a...
From the windowsill.
From the windowsill to javelin a guy's heart.
Throat.
Right. And then... Well, he did use a shotgun, but it wasn't his.
One shot.
One shot. Then he used a knife. Then he used his boot. He used a car.
Drowned a guy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Nino.
He does drown a guy. Jeez, man.
Uses the hammer to bust a guy's.
Well, he doesn't bust. He just busts his hand, but.
But he makes a good point. He makes a point.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies. You watch it, and you just think to yourself, "This is one of Michael's favorite movies." Very underwhelming.
That's the only thought in your head.
It has to be my favorite because there is no movie I've thought about more than that one. Can you believe that? I don't know. And like this was the first time I've watched it with other people.
Wow.
And so
dude.
I finally was able to kind of step out of my head.
I only watch movies with other people.
It's good. I pretty much primarily watch movies by myself. Listen, I'm making a point. So watching this with you guys made me kind of get out of my own head because I am really in my own head when I watch this movie because whatever emotional thing I'm going through at that time, because usually when I'm really worked up, I will feel motivated to watch this movie. So I have usually go into this movie every time I watch it with a lot of baggage. And this time I didn't. And so it was a different experience for me to watch it this time, and I was able to kind of see it from vicariously through you guys. And I'm like, yeah, I can see why people might think it's boring or it's really not that amazing.
It wasn't boring. It's just some of the scenes there wasn't much talking.
There's hardly any talking. And I love it. Because Carey Mulligan and Ryan Gosling are truly amazing.
I think I say Emma Stone's name every podcast we've done so far.
I know.
And I don't even know who she is. Who is she?
Cruella de Vil.
I haven't seen it. What's another one? Is it Crazy Stupid Love or is that Emma Watson?
Oh, why can't I remember her name for Maniac?
The Spider-Man.
The Andrew Garfield one.
The Andrew Garfield one. Here's one of my faves. You want to hear one of my faves?
If you say that's one of your favorite movies, then you can get GTFO.
I was not about to.
Okay.
So don't flatter yourself. One of my favorite movies is El Camino.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
You didn't love. I could tell you didn't love that one.
Yeah, that movie could have literally just been like
nostalgia grab.
Yeah, it could have been 2 extra episodes of Breaking Bad. That wouldn't have been necessary because Walter's already gone. Anyway, all that to say, that's not my favorite.
I know
movie.
what your favorite movie is.
All right, say it. On 1, 2, 3.
On Golden Pond.
I've never heard those words uttered in a sentence. What?
Everyone knows that movie about you, so that's okay.
Oh, these probably have a mad glare from that.
It's okay.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
No. It just has the ring. It just has the halo.
That's what I mean.
That's okay. It's not bright. They just know what our lighting source is. Oh my gosh, it's a ring light.
Oh no, we're figured out. The budget for this is extravagant. How did they get the budget for that?
Where did they get that couch? Ordered in from France.
Dude.
All right.
Did we tell you this origin of this couch? I don't know what the origin of this, how this came into my
Goodwill.
life. Well, Goodwill for us. How it came into my life was Goodwill. No, was my wife
No one
and
cares
her
about the couch.
and her bestie
No one cares
going to
about the couch.
Goodwill. Hey guy.
Why did I did not bring up? I didn't.
Let me
bring
just
up the-
say,
I didn't bring up the couch. I brought it up as a joke. We can move on from the couch.
it was a $6
Let's
couch.
not talk about it.
It was a $6 couch. That's all I want to say.
This is the best one yet, or at least the most wild one, most out of control. So your favorite movie? Your favorite movie?
It's not all
Slumdog
on the Golden
Millionaire.
Bridge. Really? Say that again?
Slumdog Millionaire.
I honestly can't remember the plot for that whatsoever.
I remember you talking a lot about it when we were like 14. It made an impact on you.
Yeah, probably did. I can't remember it though.
Would I know what your favorite movie is? Actually,
Probably not, because I just remembered it.
is this one you watched a long time ago?
This is going to be so hacky. This isn't my favorite movie. I don't know what my favorite movie is. I haven't thought about this ever.
Well, no one has a favorite movie. One of your favorite. Just say one of your favorites.
One of the best. Gosh, man. One of just my favorite performances ever. I won't say it's the best movie ever, but one of my favorite performances is the movie with Heath Ledger, The Dark Knight.
The Jokier.
Not the Jokier, but The Dark Knight.
That's on Netflix now. Wow. The Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and probably the third one too, Dark Knight Rises.
I will say there's certain movies that have a real emotional response to me. That wasn't one of them. That was just a really good, like, he was just, I don't know, he was really freaking good in that movie.
Why don't you say something original? Everyone knows that was a great
Here's
performance.
why. Not here's
kidding,
why.
that's
Not here's
mean.
why. I'll say this. There was another movie. It's a less known movie
Oh,
by
wow.
Tom Hardy, and he's the antagonist in the movie. To be frank, it was him and his younger brother, and they were fighters, like UFC fighters, but it wasn't the UFC.
Oh.
And it's called Warrior. And he was the underdog. No, sorry, he wasn't the underdog. He was the, like, his dad. Their dad was like the one pushing them like into fighting as kids, and the younger son was the underdog who the dad didn't really give a crap about, and the dad was a drunk, only cared about the older brother, and the older brother had real talent.
Keep talking. I'm gonna look it up.
Older brother was Tom Hardy. But then he became a drunk, I think, himself. I can't really exactly remember the details. But ultimately, the younger brother, they end up fighting each other. Spoiler for anyone who's out
Nick
there.
Nolte's in that.
The younger brother ends up fighting the older brother, which the older brother's a freaking prodigy. He's insanely good. The younger brother ends up pinning him, and in order to win, he broke his freaking arm. And now that he wouldn't tap. And I can't remember really the premise,
But you remember that scene?
but I remember that scene, and the older brother just freaking crying, and which is Tom Hardy. Yeah, man. Anyway,
Which is Tom Hanks.
it was just an emotional movie because there was a lot of plot. And I also remember, like, you know how fighters come out to music and mine would be like,
Abe,
mine would be
I can't get over that statement.
how fighters come out to.
It was so emotional. There's all this plot.
There's so many plots. There's a lot of plot. You know, like plots of land, you farm it. It's
Very
plots.
emotional.
Anyway, dude, the movie was like plotting some rice. What?
All right,
Plotting
we're out
corn.
in the weeds again.
Anyway,
we need help.
Anyway, dude, what was I gonna say?
Doesn't matter. You made your point. It's a stupid movie. Don't watch Warrior. You want to know another? First of all,
No, fighters, when they're coming out to fight, mine would be like, let's go to the beach, let's just get away. Something like that, or you know what I mean? Firework by Katy Perry.
okay, true story.
Hey, dude. The younger brother comes out to some Beethoven, which is also like weird for the ring, but the older brother is such an emo SOB that he walks out to
Green Day.
no music at all. Literally just runs out. And they're like, "What the heck? What's this guy?" Anyway, go ahead.
In 2012, this jabroni,
Ron
18
Paul
years
Revolution.
old, was in the GOP convention
Tell me about it.
here in the humble state. Chill out, you anal retentive.
Okay.
Dude.
Don't talk to me about anal retention.
It's a Freudian thing. But anyways, so in 2012, 18-year-old me, just registered to vote, becomes a delegate? Somehow I figured out, like, I knew the right people to become a delegate in the main state GOP convention, Republican convention of 2012. When Mitt Romney, it was down to Mitt Romney and Ron Paul were the only two left.
Newt wasn't there?
Newt was gone. Newt Gingrich was out. And so
Who else was there?
that was it.
No. But there was just Newt Gingrich. There was Rick Santorum. There was
That Texan guy,
Rick Perry.
Rick Perry,
There was
Herman Cain.
Herman Cain.
I don't remember.
Anyway, that was pretty much it.
So,
And Ron
but I
Paul.
don't want to talk about Ron Paul and Mitt Romney. What I want to talk about was how here in the humble state of Maine, LePage was the governor.
Yeah.
And he had to do a speech, and as he was coming up, his stage entrance music was let me think.
The Climb by
The
Miley
Climb
Cyrus.
by Miley Cyrus.
I remember you telling me this.
Always gonna be what? Can you sing it for us?
Always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move.
There's LePage.
Always gonna
people
build
refer
an
to him-
uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose.
He was the Trump of Maine before Trump was a thing. So I've been
Wow.
told. I don't know.
That's true.
Who knows? But he got up there, and I
Who
remember
knows?
thinking.
We know.
I remember thinking, "Oh my goodness, I've made a wrong decision in my life. I should have been a Democrat." And that's why I'm registered Federalist right now. I'm in the Whig Party, guys. Read your U.S. history, you squid.
I would like to have one of those wigs. I feel like it'd be pretty freaking sick.
All right. I think we've done enough.
Hey, dude, let's shoot for more than an hour because you know we're not gonna get an hour out of this.
I'm out. That's okay. We don't need to have a whole hour up.
You're right.
We can call it. This is good. But we should have
Who's calling it?
this guy, because I'm about to get up and I'm about to shut everything off, and there's nothing. Well, my body might do something about it if I die. There's nothing you can do about it. Watch me get up, hit that space bar, hit that red button on the camera,
Guys, can I just say,
take a Molotov cocktail, smash it on the ground.
it's not about how fast you get there. It's not about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. What harmony is that, dude?
Don't matter. I don't know. This is what came out.
It's a harmony. It's the fifth harmony.
It's a note.
Oh.
Was it a fifth?
No, you remember the band not band. I shouldn't call them band. Fifth Harmony?
No.
Good.
I've heard the name.
I'm glad.
Are they as good as Straight No Chaser?
Wow, another vocal band that I haven't thought of in a decade.
I think the only vocal band that people care about now is Pentatonics.
And I hate them, dude.
You do?
Can I just say that? Can I say it? Can I say it? Is that too controversial?
Yes.
I hate Pentatonics.
Okay.
It's like they are the TikTok of bands of music. It's just cringe. It's everything they put out is just.
Well, then who is a good vocal band then?
Not okay. Boys to Men.
Boys Noise.
No. In Sync.
Swoon.
Destiny's Child.
Chemical Brothers.
Come on, dude.
Destiny's Child.
You're asking about vocal bands.
I'm out of steam.
Stop being out of steam. It's a psychological thing. You don't hit an hour and run out of steam.
We've been going at it for more than an hour.
No, we haven't. Nice effort.
I can't get up. I've sat down and I can't get up.
Don't do this.
I'm just checking.
All right.
Dude, we've done an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right, folks, come back here. Let's do a sign off.
What? That's all it took. An hour. You can do an hour. Hour 15. Oh, no. Okay. See you, folks.
Here's my strategy. I want to shoot for more than an hour, so at least we can probably get an hour, maybe.
I feel like most of this has been pretty good.
Remember every time you thought that?
And I've been right every time.
All right, folks. That being said, we thank today's sponsor, Skillshare, and also Audible for their support. And also...
Don't say Blue Chew.
I was going to say Red Leaves or something. Green Leaves.
Ridge Wallet.
Ridge Wallet.
Yum.
All right, folks. We love you all, and we can't wait to see you again. Again, we don't ever see you. We can't wait till you guys see us again, and we love talking to you. You have anything to say?
No, I'm not the hype man.
Man, we just freaking love being out here. We just love all the support that we get and we've gotten so far. Keep just demolishing that like button on any category. In category of social media? Categories.
Categories?
If you're on YouTube, smash the like button. If you're on Instagram, just give it a little double tap. If you're on Tink Tonk, just hit the little, I don't know what it is.
We don't have
TikTok.
a Tink Tonk.
We don't have a Tink Tonk. Tink Tonk. If you're on Facebook, see ya.
If you're on the metaverse.
If you're on the metaverse.
Get out while you can.
I don't know what that is.
It's awful is what it is. Oh, you got spit all over your hand when you did that.
What are
That's
you?
disgusting.
I can't see it. I've got sunglasses on, dude.
Well, whose fault is that?
Dude, I'll spit in your face, dude.
This is going. All right, we out. I gotta. Let's call it.
All right, guys. Have a great week.